So I heard about Zealous from a common family friend, and he hyped it up so much that I had to check this church out, and I did. I saw the website, saw the Instagram, and for me as a designer, the design was on point. So that was the reason that I actually came into the church. For me, it was like, okay, this looks good. I should check it out. That was the reason that I walked in. That was 1.5 years ago. Why I walked in doesn't really matter. Why I'm still here is what matters. So last year, uh, New Year's, I was in Pune. I was celebrating New Year's with family at Zealous. It was an amazing time, and I had this entire thing of I've got to go back to Stockholm and slay my goals. I really got to go there with the mindset of making sure that I can get a job and stick around there. That was a thing that was going on in my head uh, when last year was getting done. And cut to 2020 when I was moving back. Uh, while I was on my flight to Stockholm, I was thinking the next big news that I want to give to my folks is, hey, I got a job that I really want to do, and this is a job that I'm going to be super happy in. And you know what? I'm going to stick around for a little while and see what comes out of this. With this entire mindset of, yes, got to achieve what I'm going there to achieve. Uh, Before I continue, I just want to give a little bit of flashback kind of a context. So I graduated as a business administration guy. Uh, Worked 11 months precisely till I figured that no, this isn't working for me. I worked as a digital marketer, and I was like, nope, I got to get into design. I took a bold step of moving into the design field and came back home to Pune, where I wanted to start a creative venture with a friend of mine. He got an amazing job, so he left. That was good, and that was like something that would have helped him a lot, and it went great. And I'm thinking, all right, I got to build my own creative journey now. And while I was starting to do that, I soon realized that I do not have the creative tools to carry myself through it right away. So I took another bold step. I moved to Bangalore. I did a course in advertising design. Came back, started working with restaurants, doing their brand identities, and 2, 3 years, 4 years down the line, worked with restaurants, small business owners, mostly restaurants and bars, creating their identities and design over the years, their social media, and I was super happy doing this until I did this trip in 2018 with a couple of my friends. This was a Euro trip, and this was my first time entering Europe. And man, from the time I stepped foot in that place, I fell in love with Scandinavia. Amsterdam, Copenhagen, Stockholm, it just kept getting better. And I was like, wow, I love this place. I really got to come back because this is the kind of design that I want to do. This is the kind of design that I want to pursue. So after a month of traveling in those places, on my flight back to India, I made myself a promise. 1 month, 1 year, and I will be back. I don't know how, I don't know for what, but I will be back. Got seen to December 2018, where I got accepted to an amazing design institute in Stockholm. Planned to move there and stay there for a year. When I was making the move, this time in your life when you think you have everything in control, you feel like, yes, I have the mindset, I have things in control, and I'm just gonna, win this. You're just 100% sure that you're going to win this in one go. That was the mindset that I had when I moved to Stockholm for my studies. And from day one, I knew I had to give it 200% because this was not just an opportunity. This was also a privilege for me to study among the best of the cultures, the best of design that I could see, and I took that as a real privilege to go out and give it my best shot and gain what I could out of it. Um, Projects on projects, grades. It was an ace time. Like I was doing, by the grace of God, I was doing super well. I was acing my grades. The projects were going amazing. I had an amazing time with the friends that I made. understood so many things about culture, and I was just 100% sure that I'm here to stay. But then 2020 happened. I remember coming here for Christmas and New Year's and heading back and going back to where I started my story from. Going back to Stockholm, I was like, all right, next thing is get a job. How tough can it be? Man, that thing hit hard. That reality was hard hitting. A job, that was a far-fetched dream. We had to do an internship for about 15 weeks before we actually finished our entire course, and this 15 weeks was supposed to grade us for the final part of our semester. And getting that internship was what I thought would be the toughest part of 2020, scarcely realizing that it's just going to go way down than that. And it just kept spiraling down. I mean, I was so confused. I had 8 years of amazing work experience, a lot of things to show, a lot of things to say, but there was not a single positive response from any employer on any mail saying, you know what, yeah, come join us, and why don't you come work with us? And this is just constant demotivation, right? When you keep looking at mails and you're seeing, sorry, we don't have a place, or just some people don't respond. That's another topic to talk about. But it was just demotivating and disheartening, and it was all spiraling down, and there was a lot of unrest within me, not realizing that it's causing a lot of stress that could turn out to be something else. And just one day, while sitting down and calmly thinking about it, I realized I got to start living by the verse that I keep quoting myself, Philippians 4:13, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm like, all right, if I can do it, let's do it. If it's supposed to happen, it will happen. If it's not supposed to happen, well, good luck, man. We move back home, and I started preparing my mind for that. From that day moving forward, consistency integrated in my routine. I was just making sure that I am doing what I can, and I have the faith to believe in what God can do. And I just sat there putting in whatever I could put in, and things actually started to flip around for me. Soon enough, not one, I had 3 internships in my hand to choose from, which was an amazing part to be in because people were still struggling with theirs. And I was like, all right, I have 3 to choose from. I would like to pick this one. And I knew when I picked that internship, I knew there's not a lot going to come out of it. It's not, of course, they promised, we'll see about a job and we'll see what we can do in the future. But I knew looking at what's going on in the world that things are just going to get worse from here. But that's when you stand strong, right? So I was just sticking around knowing that whatever has to happen is planned and it's written for you. So let it take its due course. And I spent my time doing whatever work I could do for that particular company, for the internship that I was working in, and just waited to know what is going to happen next. So I knew I was heading home, but there was this constant thought that kept troubling me, and it was like, if it is so bad in Europe, how bad is it going to be in India with jobs and just freelancing projects? But there's this verse that stuck with me then. It goes, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So, you are going to put up a fight. You are going to relentlessly put in effort to try and make sure that you can do whatever you can in the hope that things are going to work out, because God has planned them for you. And there was this time when, my friends in Stockholm and my other friends here, when there was so much of turmoil going on, they would have this question like, how is it that you can keep calm? It just feels like you have all your things in order. And I knew at that point of time that I had this crazy rush in my head, this insane amount of thinking, calculations going on, but it was the peace that calmed it down. Branding, is a process, is a disciplined process that takes a lot of time. It takes time to create a perception that is going to resonate with the audiences that you're trying to reach. This entire process takes a lot of time. This is something that I do for a living, and it was time that I started applying that in my life. It will take time. All I could do was put in my best, believe in the Word of God, and look forward to what He has planned for me. Things changed after a point of time. I remember how effortlessly and how seamlessly things started to flip around for me, because before I even left Sweden, I had a job at a young agency in Mumbai, and I was getting into amazing projects with them. It was a good vibe while I was coming in. They also allowed me to work with other freelancing clients. That was like an amazing thing for me, because I've always wanted to work on the side building other brands. While this was happening, just 2 days before I left Stockholm, I actually picked up a freelancing client from Stockholm, and I was just in wonder of how things are setting into place. It's been 4 months now that I've come back, and honestly, the blessing has been so insane that I've not had the time to sit and complain about, oh man, what am I going to do in the future? What is it that I can get for myself in the future? I've not actually had the time to sit and complain. Of course, I do complain about there being a lot of work a lot of times, but that is just abundance. And that's where I see the flourishing happening in my life. Recently, I heard this amazing quote from a man of God. It went, "Your future depends on the quality and the outcome of your heart. You do the work, let God do the miracle." And the thing that I get from this is that you are going to grow consistently if you grow slowly. Things change, flourishing happens, but it happens over a point of time. And it's about being patient and listening to what God is telling you to know that it's going to work out in your life. In all of this entire experience that I shared, this entire story that I had, one thing remained constant. That was support from friends and family and the church, which is your extended family. I remember at all times being in touch with Pastor Ninaz, where I kept getting messages from him about, hey, how's it going? Hey, I hope you're doing fine. What can we do as a church for you? And the most important one, we have been praying for you. If you have not had a community like this have your back, I recommend you try it out. You give it a shot, because this might just be the thing that you're missing. The flourishing, it happens internally, but it is manifested in the community that you're in. And that's what Zealous is all about.